Hi teachers, this is Rachel Gibbs. I'm going to really quickly walk you through how to set up your CS First coding account and set yourself up as a teacher, and then also how to create a class so that your students can join and you'll be able to kind of monitor the projects that they're working on. So it's pretty simple to do, just a few steps to go through. So once you have your browser open, you are just going to need to go to csfirst.withgoogle.com, and that may just pop up for you when you start typing it, or also if you just Google search CS First, it should be the very first thing to come up for you. It's going to take you directly to the CS First within the Google for Education site, and then you should see a space right over here for you to sign in. When you click that, you're going to see the option to choose I'm a student or I'm a teacher. So obviously when you are initially setting up, you'll want to choose I'm a teacher. You're going to choose your Madison City Google account. Now once you complete that step, CS First should go ahead and automatically sign you in as a teacher without needing to do anything else and open up the CS First dashboard for you. If you run into any issues at that point, please just send me a quick email and I will help you navigate through that. Now once you get to this point, you should be open in the CS First dashboard and you're going to want to create your class. So to do that, you will click the plus sign over here and you'll choose to create a class. Now if you use Google Classroom, it's going to give you the option to just import your class from your Google Classroom. So if you do already have a Google Classroom set up, then you have that option. You can go ahead and import your class that way. If not, you're going to scroll down to the bottom and you will create a class without using Google Classroom. So then you're going to be able to enter the class name. For this one, I'm just going to call it example class. You can choose a theme color that you like, and then you are going to choose that your students will sign in using a Google Workspace for Education account and create the class. So give it a second to spin and then your new class should be created. And once your class is created for you, you're going to notice up here in this top bar this class code. I would suggest writing that down, maybe going ahead and writing that on your whiteboard, because that is going to be the way that your students will join the class later. So I would go ahead and save that. Now once you have your class created, you'll need to go ahead and add the unit that we're going to be working on. So if you'll click right here and add units, and then it's going to bring you to the curriculum catalog, and you can just scroll down and find the particular lesson that you signed up for. So for example, if you signed up that you would like to have your students do the Create Your Own Google logo, then you'll just click Add to Class for that particular selection and make sure you choose the correct class that you just created. Once you have that unit added to that particular class, it's going to allow you to be able to come back and see your students' progress summary, and you'll also be able to pull up the projects that students have submitted. I'm going to quickly log back out just to show you one more time. So once I have already created my teacher account, the next time I'm ready to sign in, it's going to be as simple as clicking sign in. I'm a teacher. Choose my Google email, and then when it goes to my dashboard, I'm going to notice that I have that new class there and I already have the correct unit assigned to it, the Create Your Own Google logo. And like I mentioned before, this is a pretty powerful thing to do because it lets you monitor what your students have done. So for example, I'm going to go into a previous class that I worked with just to kind of show you what I mean. So I can see here the progress that my students have made, and I can also click in and see the projects that they have submitted for that Animate a Name lesson. I can view the projects that they've submitted. I can even click into one of their projects and interact with it if I would like to. So you can see her first command there, she's got when space key is pressed. So you can go back in and see what your students did. Now, let me show you now what it's going to look like from the student side when you log in, when they are ready to join your class. So I'm going to sign out. Okay, so students are going to access CS First the exact same way as you, using this link, csfirst.withgoogle.com. Don't forget though that there are ways that make it very simple for you to share that link with your students without them having to come and type it into the browser, although it's really not that much to type, but you can link it to your Google Classroom, you can link it to your Clever page, or you can save it as a QR code by clicking here, clicking QR code, and there's a QR code to the CS First website. If you want some help doing any of those things to make it a little easier for your students to access this site, then just let me know. But once your students get there, they are going to be able to click sign in as well. They will click I'm a student. So they'll click sign in with Google, choose their account, and then they can either click this plus sign and choose join a class, or they can click here to join their class. Once they click, it's going to ask them to enter that class code. That's the one that you wrote down back when you created the class. It's going to ask them if this is the correct class, and if you're their teacher, they'll choose yes to join. And then once they do that, it's going to add that class for them on their dashboard, and that's going to allow them to be able to go into the Create Your Own Google Logo activity when it comes time for us to work through our session. But do please ask them not to go into that yet, not until we're ready to get started. All right, let me know if you have any questions or if you have any difficulty setting up your classes in CS First. I look forward to working with you guys.